Kenya Aviation Workers Union has moved to court to forestall a staff rationalization plan by national carrier Kenya Airways. According to KAWU, the plan is in bad faith as it comes at a time when flights are scheduled to resume next week. According to sources, the airline plans to fire 400 cabin crew members and 127 pilots. Faizal Ahmed has more.
The decision to send home staff, Kenya Airways has insisted, was to save it from further financial hemorrhage occasioned by the COVID-19 pandemic. But according to Kenya Aviation Workers Union, the airline was out to use the pandemic as an excuse to shed off most of its staff at a time when the engines were being revved.
Staff rationalization that was announced by Kenya Airways last week, coincidentally, is coming at a time when air travel is about to resume. And we are all aware that starting next week, we will be having domestic flights.
Sources at the airline indicate that about 400 cabin crew members and 127 pilots were being targeted in the redundancy plan. This, KAWU insists, was an expensive plan for an airline that has been bleeding cash and now faced with the COVID-19 pandemic.
There's no doubt that is a very expensive exercise, because the law and the CBA provides that severance pay for an employee who is declared redundant will be calculated at 25 days pay, 25 days pay for every year worked. Roughly, that is like a month's pay. So for every year worked, you are paid 1 month's pay.
As a result, the workers have moved to the Employment and Labour Relations Court to stop the airline from effecting the restructuring plan.
We are also seeking orders to stop Kenya Airways from occasioning job losses to our members, or rather terminating employment of any of our members on account of staff rationalization. And I think the courts have been gracious to us, and I think that the orders were granted.
This coming days, after the Kenya Airlines Pilots Association accused KAWU management of rushing the planned layoffs. The pilots argued that the forecast rebound in the industry over the next 2 years presented an opportunity for Kenya Airways to recruit more pilots to fill in the gap that currently leaves the airline owing them more than 40,000 leave days. Faizal Ahmed, Citizen TV, Nairobi.